was sitting here thinking about um, twin flame. What God told me. God said, if they do magic on you, then it'll just work on them. So I was thinking like, okay, let's say they're not doing magic on you. Let's say they're not doing magic on you. But people they deal with are doing magic on you. And let's say you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. So, but your twin and twin flame, you might have not have never met. This is why it's important to stand up straight and not be on nothing. Because what's gonna happen is that, because y'all cut from the same cloth. So whichever one of y'all, that's why it's a necessity for a twin flame. If you're getting attacked by people and don't know it. And like I said, there's so many people in the organization and stuff, you really can't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, if they're gonna be loyal to each other, for better or worse, you know, it seems like that anyway. So, anyway, as they do magic on you, what they're gonna do is, it's gonna affect the one that's low vibrational. That's why God says the science in it. Like, that's the only thing I don't agree with my boy Alan Watts, is that a lot of people, they be like, love ain't real love, ain't that? It ain't that love ain't real love, ain't that's that we're going the wrong way. You're not meant to be with no certain DNA, so you're not gonna be with it. And we done programmed ourselves to say, God don't love me, God ain't got no love for me because he won't give me no love. But that ain't it. It's the fact of who you choosing to be your love. You don't want the love that God sent you. You want to be with somebody that ain't fit to be with you. So, and then you like, oh well, why God won't change it? Why God won't alternate it? Something like that. Because it's DNA. It's almost like we built together. It's like you incarnate with a group of people. A lot of times your twin flame could be around you. Like, I didn't know about mine, but they did. The enemy did. And they destroyed that opportunity. So, but what they don't know is, either way it go, by attacking me, I wasn't low vibrational. And maybe she was. It affected her more. That's where you get that, where they doing this. It's because whoever they're around probably, let's say somebody around them wanted to do magic on me. They wanted me to get out of shape. They wanted me to be unhealthy. They wanted me to be on drugs. They wanted me to be overly sexually active. They wanted me to just do anything that could keep me in a low vibrational frequency. But it affected that person. Isn't that amazing? So now we see with like drugs and all that stuff, when it's overly done, well, I got some more stuff, I'm gonna put it in my book. I done semi-told y'all, but I done scattered it out. It's so shambles, it ain't even worth y'all trying to make a book about it, because when I put it together, you're gonna be like, my God. When I put it together, you're gonna be like, my God, because it's a main part in there. I always leave out that main ingredients. I learned that in the studio. When people try to, you don't mind teaching somebody something, and I record somebody's stuff better than my own. But when you trying to steal my craft, then I will always have, I put alchemy on my own work. you'll steal something and it'll make you crash and burn. You know, it'll make you crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to stop stealing anyway. Because I was born, if you knew how I was born, that's going to be in my book. You'll feel crazy and regretful for how you done yourself. How you wasn't showing yourself love. How you refuse to show yourself love. Because if you, once they hear the truth about how I had to really come up and how the conditions I was born in, even from the beginning of when my mama first had me, you'll be like, ain't no excuses. It ain't no excuses. It ain't no excuses. But that's crazy. When I say anything like I was like, God says sign. And then, if you come across your soulmate, if you come across your twin or twin flame, even if, what I realize is the science is so powerful, even if it's on social media, you never met, it'll feel like you can't get out of that energy. You, of course, we grown, we older, so we know better to try to write it off as love. But you'll know something is drawing y'all together, and that's what it is, the science of it. Because you coming closer together, regardless. Because one set of twin and twin flame probably had to be detached because they chose to stay in a frequency that's not of their frequency. In other words, they probably was angelic beings and didn't know it. And they've been vibrating low for so long, they done descended themselves. But the other version of them that's cut from their cloth, which would be the other twin or twin flame, is on the right frequency. So it can't continue like that. Because you're spinning like this, you got to spin like this. And that could be another reason why the planet like it is. It could be possibly. I'm just guessing this stuff, y'all. I ain't really been tapping in lately because they doing so much work on me. And I'm trying to get my, I'm trying to get this sleep pattern back right, bro. I don't know what's going on with the sleep pattern. I guess because people throwing so much magic. I got to sleep at a certain time or whatever. But that's probably what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting here thinking about that. I said, my God, because if you really think about that, because it's science, because you got to have that person. Regardless if you meet or not, that person, you got to have that person. That person got to be okay. If that person ain't okay, you can sense it. Now I can, because I see what's going on. Like, I ain't on drugs and I ain't doing none of that. But financially, it's keeping me crippled. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things keeping me crippled. And that could possibly be because of the fact of what's going on with the other twin or twin flame. And if that person, whether we met or not, so how would God fix that? It's just like in the time that you feel like you are waiting. Like when people tell these lectures, say, when they be like, always feel, why you feel like you always hurting? Why you feel like you always struggling? That's good messages, but it's kind of an illusion. Because in the reality of it is this. That frequency of your twin or twin flame that you probably never met, you probably don't even believe in it, but it's real. Y'all are one body on this earth. Y'all are whole on this earth. Y'all have your own earth. Y'all are one body on this earth. This person is refusing to elevate. This person original frequency, what this person don't understand is that the people around them that's got them refusing to elevate could possibly came from previous lifetimes that keep them stuck in that frequency. So, but what this person don't know is this person is an angel, not a human, and wasn't supposed to be a demon, but is an angel. So, with that being said, so we got to look at, well, I done said it enough. The angel is up here. The demon is up down here. You see what I'm saying? I say twins and twin flame, they planets, because our energy is so important to the planet. All right? Somebody done built a system to make sure that even if they were just doing it to my people, it eventually affected their people, which really throw the planet off. somebody built a system to redirect frequency so they could steal money, basically. I ain't gonna go into detail with that because they probably wouldn't play it nowhere. So they could steal money, basically. So, and this been going on since before slavery, probably. Too long to been going on. So what happened is that somebody literally built a system to re-navigate twins and twin flames to the opposite direction. By doing that, that's a dramatic post. That's a dramatic energy shift in the energy frequency of the planet Earth, dramatically. Because everything knows its job on this earth. Every animal, every insect, we can learn that from the ants and the bees. Everything knows their issue, everything knows their plant, knows their reason. Like I said, you can say cockroaches or toilet paper or paper towel. Because if you ain't got all this stuff, then what they gonna come and do is eat up all the trash. Come up, eat up all the slop. Same thing for certain animals. So you just look at it like that. So when you look at it like that, and same thing with flies, I guess. But when you look at it like that, now you're looking at this giant of the earth, which is all humans at this point, and their energy is vitally important to the energy frequency of the earth. So, with that being said, it's a must that they eventually link up with their twin or twin flame, or at least elevate accordingly. Even if they don't are in contact with one another or have met each other, maybe they do know each other and they elevated. They both need to be elevated kind of high. That'll balance the energy out. But somebody re-navigated so many people that one is intentionally down here and the other one is up here. And that's why I feel like we get the people who refuse to change feel like they ain't got to change. Back in my days, when you chose to be overly sexually active, and when you chose to be an addict, when you chose to be a drunk, you had to eventually be given over to your sins. And that's normal, that's natural anyway. But once you are given over to your sins, the whole energy is supposed to shift. Somebody figured out a way to re-navigate energy to those people can still continue to have a life, even though they got all this sinful stuff going on that's supposed to descend them into the night. And they don't want to, somebody just was a narcissist. I ain't going to say a narcissist. Somebody was overbearing. Somebody was a narcissist, probably. And they was in a powerful position, and they seen this, and they were like, I don't think it's fair. Play guy. And they re-navigated energy, basically. And that, they should have never even thought about it. Because what happened was, now the ancestors, so now we're looking at this window of time, I'm always struggling. I'm always going through something. Well, the problem with that is that your flame or your twin had to be disconnected from you, cut from you. And they had to reconnect another one with you that's vibrating with you. Okay? That's like my situation. I'm coming out of the dark. But I was supposed to be on angel status anyway. So I had to climb my way back to the top to angel status. And they had to hook me up with the original, the one I was supposed to be with in the first place, probably. And when they hooked me up with that person is elevated real high and been elevated that high for a very long time. Even when they descend, they still elevated high. They know how to stay elevated high. In my case, they would have had to watch me for a long while, still watching me, because as we give you back your life, are you going to descend back to this frequency that you lived in? Or are you going to continue to stay on a high frequency? So they got to feed you slowly. All right, now, then you got the process of them taking apart, especially if you're an angel, which take a lot more longer work than it does for a human. They got to take you apart. They got to take you apart from your flame or your twin, your original one that want to stay in the descend department. want to stay in the low frequency department. They're gonna have to cut y'all apart. And that's where you get to cutting cords from. But what people don't know is, let's say it's 20 cords connecting you and your twin or your twin flame. The last 2 cords gotta be analyzed by God and Jesus, pretty much. So you can't get rid of them last 2 cords until the big guys come over and observe. So that right there gonna take some time. So you're looking at 5 to 10 years easy. So that's why you might be stuck in this perplexed situation where you feel like, I'm trying everything I can. You ain't supposed to move because they were doing work on you. And that's why they always tell you, old folks tell you nothing stays the same. It's just a bump in the road. You got to really give it time. You got to have patience of a shepherd. You know what I'm saying? And then your life will start slowly coming back together. The problem is people don't get as time and they go crazy. They lose their mind because they don't understand the science. And then they say, they end up in prison or in the grave. That's got to be how it go, bro. It make too much sense that way.